BK at the same time. I didn't like how they had Braun Strowman back down from Lesnar. They teased a Lesnar-Strowman altercation. It would have made more sense to me for them to have Brock Lesnar, not entertain the thought with Braun Strowman, because Brock Lesnar, he's a prize fighter. He fights for money and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think Strowman's gimmick is he's kind of a savage destroyer. So, but that's just me. I'm nitpicking, but I thought the segment was really good in general. Now we get to everybody's favorite personal trainer. That popped me.
Yeah,
that's good. This was, kind of the same stuff we got it week in and week out. Jinder and Rusev, Enzo and Cass. Enzo, he's not really getting much better in the ring, is he?
No, I think I don't know if they're going to keep going with this feud any longer. I hope that they kind of don't. I think that they should find something better for Rusev to do than partner him up with Jinder Mahal. And I think I'd rather see Enzo and Cass involved in like the tag team situation on Raw rather than this situation, personally. But I'm glad that Enzo and Cass got the win, because I would have been kind of annoyed if Jinder Mahal got a win.
Yeah, and Enzo and Cass don't win much, so that for all intents and purposes, that should be the end of the feud, right?
I think so, and I hope that it is.
Next, I'm not on the Gallagher bandwagon. You're
not into the I Forfeit match that was taking place on 205 Live this week?
Nope, still haven't watched that. I might get to it. But the next match was Daivari versus Lince Dorado. I got nothing to say. I'll talk about the Cruiserweight division later. That's fair. This is just a waste of time.
The next match, the tag title match between Sheamus and Cesaro and Anderson and Gallows, was interesting, I thought, in the sense that they kind of did a little bit of a dusty finish type situation, right? But they did it for the heels, right?
Which
it's usually not. It's usually the opposite.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing that.
So Anderson and Gallows actually, it was a referee was knocked out, and they hit the Magic Killer, I believe, on, I don't know if it was Sheamus or Cesaro, it was one of them. And the second referee,
because Sheamus hit the referee.
That's it. Okay, so then the second referee came in and counted the fall, but Sheamus had hit the first referee to knock him out accidentally. First referee woke up and called for a DQ instead of giving Anderson and Gallows the title. So I guess it maybe just creates or sets up for another rematch between them and gives the club a reason to get a rematch, which is fine. It's just they've had several opportunities at the tag titles. I'd rather just see them win it at this point. So I don't know. I guess they had a good match. So I had no complaints about the match itself. I thought it was good. It was like 13 minutes or so.
Yeah, I thought it was a good competitive tag match.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know if they'll face each other at the Rumble. Rumble is like a 4-hour long show, so they probably could use some more matches on that.
Well, the Rumble itself probably takes about an hour.
Yeah, I think the Rumble itself is probably about an hour, and they have four other matches I know for sure that they've put on the show. I don't know if they've added.
Well, if one of them is a cruiserweight match, it shouldn't go more than 3 minutes. Anyway,
yeah, it is right. Neville and Rich Swann, I believe. So.
It's got all the makings of a classic 3.5 minute squash. Really looking forward to that.
There you go.
Next, there was that awkward segment with Zayn, Rollins, and Reigns. Did you see that?
Yeah, the backstage segment where they were trying to get on the same page.
That sucked. Yeah, it made Zayn look like a dork.
There you go.
Yeah, I really had the PG. I was thinking a couple different things.
A gork.
A geek dork?
Yeah.
You know what a dork is? It's a whale's penis. That's a shoot. That's what it really is. If you look that up.
I could have lived the rest of my life without knowing that.
You could have, but guess what, buddy? You're not going to.
You know what? I appreciate the knowledge.
That's what we do here at the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. So, I didn't like how they're kind of making Zayn look like a little bit of a buster, if you want to throw it back to 1992.
A buster?
Buster, where the fuck you at? It's like he tried to reform the Shield with Rollins and Reigns, and they kind of looked at him and totally brushed him off, and it doesn't really go well for his character, because here's a guy that is pissed because of him getting his ass kicked the last couple of weeks, and now he just comes out like this happy-go-lucky doofus while he just attacked Braun Strowman in the ring. So, I don't know, man, but I'm not the one booking Raw. So, speaking of cruiserweight matches, buddy, why don't you give me the breakdown of this next one, Nice versus Rich Swann.
Well, it never started. Because I think Neville attacked Swann before things got underway. Just furthering their feud. Again, it's not much to this here. I think the only thing that's good really is, like we said last week, that Neville being involved in the cruiserweight division as a whole and being a focal point of it is a good idea. Mm-hmm. So, hopefully they give those guys some time at the Rumble to have a good match. I'm confident in Neville being able to pull something off like that. So, hopefully they just give those guys some maybe 10 to 12 minutes and not have it be a bunch of knee bars and arm breakers and things like that. That
it's cool if one guy does it. It's not cool when
everybody does it.
Yeah. Next we had Titus O'Neil.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
New Day is just brutal right now.
Just killing time.
Next. Oh, speaking of
3 cruiserweight segments on this show, which means 3 times that we get Austin Aries on commentary. That's the one positive about all this.
That's true. And 3 matches. How long does it total?
I think they totaled about maybe 8 minutes combined. So this one almost went 5 minutes, almost 5. Cedric Alexander beat Brian Kendrick in just short of 5 minutes. Hit a pretty sweet lumbar check at the end.
That was brutal. Yeah, he. I thought the match was pretty decent for the 4 minutes and 50 seconds they gave it.
I agree.
I don't even know what to say. Okay. It was good for the time it got. Really, there's nothing more to say about that. Oh, and crazy Alicia Fox. She went crazy and she yelled so loud like her microphone popped or something and blah, blah, blah. Kurt Angle's going to the Hall of Fame that we talked about. And that was really it until we got to the main event.
Right, so Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Braun Strowman against Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, 6-man tag main event. Obviously, there's a lot of intertwining stories here with Owens facing Reigns at the Rumble, Jericho suspended in the cage at the Rumble. Rollins has, of course, been feuding with both of those guys for quite a while, and Strowman and Zayn have been going at it for a few months in their own feud. The finish was Strowman hitting the running power slam on Sami Zayn for the win. Probably the, most obvious choice for a finish is kind of what I expected. But match itself was good. Nothing really wrong with it. I guess they're just kind of treading water here until they get to the Rumble, and several of these guys are going to be featured players in either the Rumble itself or the title match. So it wasn't a bad way to close the show. That was really it. I think overall the show was okay. Nothing special, nothing crazy here. Lesnar obviously appeared, but he was in the first segment and never showed up after that.
He's got a bedtime, so the man's got to be home.
Got to be home, man. He's got a farm to figure out.
Those chickens don't coop themselves. Is that a thing?
No, they poop themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's late. Okay.
Oh, poop jokes. That's how we get over.
So overall, I guess I would say I would give it a C for an okay show. Next week they got Goldberg coming back as the last Raw before the Rumble.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to give it a C, and then I thought about the cruiserweights and how mad I got, so I'm giving it a C-.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I guess before we're going to head over to SmackDown in a few minutes, we'll take a quick 10-second break. We'll be right back with the SmackDown recap.
Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Back on the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast and Damage 365 Radio Network. We are going to talk about SmackDown right now. SmackDown recap from this week. The main event featured women's title cage match, which was Alexa Bliss defending against Becky Lynch. But there were a couple other matches on the show that they kind of made on the fly, right? So the opening segment was... it was Shane McMahon. That's right. Came out. They teased a major announcement was to be made, and that major announcement was...
Dun, 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 the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was waiting to see what kind of, big lead-in you had to it. And it was the medieval times trumpeting.
That's what I went on the fly.
Robert had Men in Tights.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
I loved Robert.
Blinking. Sorry, again.
When he slapped him with the metal glove. That was a good movie. Anybody under the age of 30 doesn't know what we're talking about. So, all 2 of you. Anyway, McMahon comes out and he says, was it 2 weeks?
There's, I think, 4 weeks until the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, right? So the Rumble is in like less than 2 weeks from now. Then 2 weeks after that is Elimination Chamber. That's SmackDown. And then a couple weeks after that is Fastlane. That's a Raw show. That's early March. And then obviously WrestleMania is the first weekend in April. So they made Elimination Chamber for Elimination Chamber, obviously, is the name of the pay-per-view. So they're going to have that match. They didn't say who all was going to be in it, but he just said that the WWE Championship was going to be defended in that match. That brought out AJ Styles, obviously, to contest that.
Cutting a good promo.
Right.
Can I say something about AJ Styles? He's my favorite right now, but can I say something about him?
Yeah, of course.
He's got to do something about his hair.
What? You don't like the hair?
No, it's too much now.
Growing it out, bro.
It's too much. It's like a reverse Nakamura haircut. It's like he has more hair on the side than he does on top of his head. I love AJ.
Is it not emo enough anymore?
No. He Fallout Boyed himself right out of the WWE. He's I don't know, that haircut, man. Just looking at him talk, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I do feel that way. It's okay. I'm a man who knows how to groom himself, okay? A man who knows a good haircut when he sees it. A man who knows when a guy looks like a fourth member of Hanson. That's AJ Styles. I thought we were going to sing together. Do you remember that Young Bucks promo when they cut it?
Yeah.
And they had Mbop at the end?
I do remember that. Yeah.
God, that was a good promo.
Yeah, I guess now I'm kind of upset about that.
About the haircut thing?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it...
I feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
No.
Anyway, so AJ Styles and his haircut were out, and he and then guess who comes out, buddy? Who was it?
It was The Miz.
Dun, da, da, da. That's gonna be a new thing.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, The Miz came out, of course, but Super Duper Cena version 5.0 came out, and he hit everybody with AAs.
Yeah.
That was that's what you want,
He
right?
acted like a real jerk. Can I
He
mention
did.
that?
He acted like a real heel. Almost.
Yeah, okay.
That's what you want. You want your part-timer really going over your champion, right? Making him look strong.
Very upsetting. But Shane McMahon quickly made a match between AJ Styles and The Miz to open the show, and John Cena was on commentary. They worked for about 10 minutes. The end of the match was, I think it was AJ trying to throw The Miz into Cena on commentary.
Yep.
And Cena kind of blocked that, pushed him away, and then he ended up interfering. And the match just went to a no contest after. And then, like you said, Cena laid everybody out with AAs to close out the segment. So.
Don't really love Cena, standing tall there, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. I thought it was a good match, though. But, AJ Styles and The Miz are... AJ's AJ and The Miz is on fire, and they got 10 minutes to work. So, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Next segment was Nikki and Natalya. Natalya going for the jugular when she said, just like my Uncle Brett, you're both going to die alone. Ouch.
I'm going to be honest with you. As someone who's going to die alone, that kind of offends me a little bit. It does. I just want to, I'm no longer a Natalya fan.
That popped me good.
She really...
Oh, that was tremendous. God, you are so over.
Hit me in a sore spot on that.
You're over with me, if nothing else. You are over with me, my friend.
I appreciate that.
But I thought it was a good segment. It was a strong segment from Natalya. Probably the strongest she's looked, and they're giving those two girls time to get that, get them some heat, and Natalya's definitely getting some heat, and kudos. So that led us to the, God, I love the length of the matches here on SmackDown. What a change of pace. Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton. Here we are with Dean Ambrose one more time, Daddy. I thought it was a good match. I had no problems with it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. This was set up, so Ambrose had asked Shane to fight Orton. He basically asked for the match, right? I think Shane was going to give him Bray, and then he's like, no, I want Orton. Yeah, it was solid match. Those guys, the ending kind of just plays into some of the issues that now are happening within the Wyatts, specifically between Orton and Luke Harper. Harper inadvertently, or depending on how I guess anybody looks at it, cost distracted Orton, and then Ambrose rolled him up for a pin. Not a huge fan of that finish in general. Nothing to do